Welcome to the Texas Goat Radio Show. I am your host, Matorius. This is part 5 of the 1736 live stream by the Owen Benjamin Carriage Troy Smith, the 47th, who is possibly a Luciferian, but most definitely is a dangerous cult leader, who is also a predator. And I don't think you can be a dangerous cult leader without being a predator, so that might have been redundant.
AI. And Nigel is, we have so much fucking content that you can craft and scheme and do whatever you want with anything I've ever said and populate your Reddit, your TikTok, your Facebook. If you're an intelligence agency trying to impress your boss, but you got to get Niggle Pro. And if you want us to clip it for you, because the basic Niggle will be $5 a month with a $4.11 startup fee, so it's $9.11 first month.
Oh, so somebody in the comments section, I wish I could remember your name and give you props for it. You called it, dude. You absolutely called it.
Anyway, that will give you 3 years of niggling, or 3 years of catalog, and it'll show you where it is. And that's really fucking cheap. But then, for 10...
Or expensive, depending on what you think about it. The reason, what makes things cheap and what makes things expensive is how much people want it. You can sell a steak for $15, and depending on the cut of the steak, that could be a cheap steak or it could be an expensive steak.
A month, you get to have 6 years, but then if you get Niggle Pro, like if you are working for... the IDF or one of these intelligence places, you're going to want Niggle Pro. And so, same with the trolls. Like, if you're working at...
This dude's a buffoon. He is an absolute buffoon. Absolutely. This is just... Does he believe what he's saying right now? I don't know, dude. Because that is absolutely stupid.
At it, like you're masturbating, you're on drugs, like you're in your mom's basement, like you don't have time to look or edit. You want the full package deal. You can go back 8 years and Niggle will clip it for you and send it right to you. But you also need unauthorized to do it. So I think it's fucking fair because I know a lot of the...
He said, I think it's fair. You ever seen somebody trying to learn how to sell something and not knowing how to sell? I'm not saying I'm a good salesman whatsoever. I'm actually a really bad salesman because in order to be a good salesman, the majority of the time, you don't need to care what you're selling. That's what makes somebody a good salesman. For a lot of companies, I wasn't a good salesman. I was a decent salesman, and I was a better salesman whenever I actually believed in what I was selling. And so I was a poor salesman if I didn't believe in it, but I was an excellent salesman if I genuinely thought that you needed this and it would benefit you. And him making the sales pitch for Niggle, this is one of the greatest things I've seen in my life. And that's an exaggeration. Obviously, it's not. I felt bad as soon as I said that. But is it interesting? Is it entertaining? Yes, it is.
The trolls struggle with watching all my content, and it's great. Singing AI Owen available now. That yay bug was hysterical. Crafty Grover said, well, yeah, it's also great for our content creators because I didn't want it to be, at first we're like, yeah, let's make Niggle like $1,000 because we thought it would just be for trolls. And we just thought it'd be hilarious if like Reddit trolls, like they're like, fuck, and they like spend $1,000 on it. But then I'm like,
yeah, no, there's no reason to do that at all. There's no reason to even pay the $5. Why? Because nothing really matters to me, at least. Is it interesting? Yes. But where my interest starts is just 3 years ago. And Milker Nation, if anybody wants to pay anybody for anything, for archiving anything, I think Milker Nation deserves that. But as far as I'm concerned, three years back is about where the mark is for me. Other things interesting, sure, but that's where the foundation was laid for the scam. And so that's the important part of this, because all of this entire kingdom with his castle and his lieutenants are all built on this foundation of lies, deceit, predatorial, fear porn, fear manipulation, during a worldwide crisis. And so, as far as I'm concerned, that's where the important parts are. That's from there on, and so continuously, yeah.
Hometown Bear and Daywalker and all these people that make all this awesome content, we want it available to them as well for something. I know it sounds like I'm being a dick, but $5 a month is legitimately super fucking cheap.
And what's interesting about this is it's $5 a month for that. There's $15 a year for the other thing. There's UATV, whatever that is. What else is there? Just to be a bear, how much money are you spending? So there's Niggle right there. There is UATV. There's the Beartaria Times app. Super chats every day. Writing letters with analog chats. Analog super chats. So there's 5 things just off the top of my head. Even if they were just $5, I don't think that's $5, $10, $15, $20, $25. And that some of those are required every single day if you're going to listen. Yeah, no. So he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand the concept of how much time did it take for that person to earn that $5. I've been paid $5 an hour before. That was minimum wage.
Okay, especially because we've been designing it. We have servers. We've been it takes a lot of work. And whatever I make on Niggle, I'm going to put into Ursa Rio. So just know that. Okay. So I think it's going to be incredible. And Niggle also. And where is it? Niggle.
This is really just. There's a word that I want to use, but the needless vulgarity. It's him stroking his ego, is what this is.
See, like Niggle Mobile, like this frames exactly to your cell phone. And we're also going to do a Niggle app. So if you just type in Steven Crowder, like we limited it to 33 results. And you can just find the ticket almost took, solutions over outrage, not gay Jerry and the people get it, why men need bullying, VaxU, virtual asset exploitation unit, and the truth about crypto, intensely shaming the sliding scale of sodomy, groomer awareness month, 1488 plus 1.
Guarantee you this wasn't the one that went back 6 years. Guaranteed.
On esoteric Nazism, Nazi tech and cosmology with Christopher Gardner, Polywana do-over, record turnaround time. Like if you wanted, like let's say you're a troll and you're trying to get someone I'm friends with to hate me. So you can type in any name and see if I've ever made fun of them in the past. If you have Niggle Pro, it'll clip it for you. Then you can send it to the creator and try and get them to hate me.
So I think this is him seeing the storm that's coming. I wonder how long, I would like to know how long they've been working on this, because it didn't get set up as an LLC until 10 days ago, I think. I don't even know what today is. 22nd, 28th maybe? I don't know what today is. Anyways. But I would be very curious. Actually, just one sec. So it's the 25th today. This video is going to come out tomorrow, which will be the 26th. And so it said that it was set up on the 20th. I'm really curious if anybody has any information about how long it would take for somebody to set up something like this, because it's not proprietary. They didn't invent it. They didn't have to make up the code for it, you know? At least not in my opinion, which I'm totally ignorant. I'm totally ignorant whenever it comes to stuff like this, but
I don't care. I think this is all ridiculous. I think the troll online world is so fucking dumb and pathetic. And if anybody won't be my friend because I made fun of them 5 years ago, I literally I have plenty of friends.
So he has plenty of friends, guys. That's what he just said.
I almost have too many friends where I have to make cuts. Coddington has been very unresponsive lately. He's been going to bed early, you know, and I hire him to be my Twitter handler because I don't read terms of service. I think I don't like Talmudic loophole shit. It makes me angry. So I have him do it. So I'll send him my tweets and say is this fine? And his response time has been so bad lately that I may cut him. So.
Wow. Is the the Coddington about to be let go? Is he being tested? Is his allegiance being tested right now? I kind of feel bad for saying what I said earlier, but it's true, man. It is. He would have to. I wouldn't. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Yeah. I mean, you can't think what he is. You can't have the thoughts that I do about Owen and then not be super careful, you know? But Coddington, that sounds crucial. That's not a joke. He's throwing his hat out there trying to get some applications for a new Coddington. Is what that sounds like. I did not see that coming at all. So maybe Coddington might be priming. There's so many words that I want to use, but because of the context, you can't say certain things because in this context of this dude right here, that has a connotation to it. Sounds like he might be getting ready to leave.
You know, like this is how I think. Like I don't want more friends. So like, let's say somebody's like, like you could go back 8 years, 7 years, I don't know how many years ago, and find videos where I'm making fun of Vox. When I first heard him, but I always thought he was cool in a way. It was actually really interesting. Where when I first heard Vox, he was talking about how National Socialism at least kept countries intact, whereas globalism destroys nations. And I thought that was fucking ridiculous. And so I was kind of making fun of him, but I always found him really highly intelligent and very interesting. So over a short period of time, he grew on me, and then we became friends and then business partners. And, we've had a thriving friendship and business relationship ever since. But let's say you're a troll. And
thriving, ladies and gentlemen, thriving.
You want to get a piece of that, just type in Vox, okay? You can niggle pro it. It'll go back to the very beginning where I'm like, the fuck's this guy talking about? Because it does make sense now, though. And he doesn't like National Socialism, but at least, or communism. Oh, yeah, I was also talking about communism, because back then I was like very neo-conny. And for me, like, communism is the worst thing ever. And he goes,
well, back in 2017 and 2018, 2016, whatever, there was a phrase that he would say. And I want to say that it was communism always leads to genocide, or socialism always leads to genocide. That was a long-running joke. Socialism always leads to genocide. I do believe that's what it was. It was around the Eric Nimmer thing. Before Eric got called out for it. But I'm almost certain that it was socialism always leads to genocide. So whenever I saw that one clip of the people that got married saying something about genocide, and it was a convoluted misrepresentation of what it used to be, I'm not too sure. I don't know. Yeah.
He's like, at least Poland still exists. At least Hungary still exists. He's like, England doesn't exist as a nation anymore.
Anyways, this is the Texas Goat Radio Show, and I'm your host, Matorius. As always, till next time.